216-578-1007 to join us. Or 800-348-1007. 35192. Want to send me a text? If you're a podcast listener, you can call anytime on the Alan Cox Show After Hours line. That is 216-986-8903. Or you're somebody who listens to the show live, but something we talk about doesn't occur to you until later on. You can hit us up anytime on the After Hours line there. The Cavaliers will play tonight, the World Championship Toronto Raptors at the Romo Fijo, 7 o'clock tip tonight here on WMMS. So when we roll at 6:30, that is when your pregame coverage will begin. And you have today and tomorrow to use the promo code New Year 20 with CLE Clothing Company. I'll have a new code for you in February. But if you want to get something over the next couple of days, use New Year 20. Spell that out, then 20, 20% off whatever you get.
Can you tell us what February is going to be since it's going to start on a weekend?
I don't know yet.
Oh, okay.
I do not know yet.
Just say no.
Hearts. Cupid.
No, I don't.
Love.
Might be along those lines.
Groundhog.
Who knows?
Breakup.
Breakup.
Cheater.
On that subject, by the way, somebody texted me and said, years ago, my boyfriend got me a dog for my birthday. After an elaborate birthday party weekend, he took the dog back to the shelter the day after my birthday and then left me after that.
Oh, my goodness. Why not let you keep the dog?
Alan, I got broken up with on Valentine's Day once. The only consequence was I had to return the engagement ring I had planned to propose with. Dodged the biggest bullet ever.
How can you be, well, I was like on
that
two
out of
such...
tune with...
But I was still wanting to get married, and my dude had been sleeping around for months. So, I mean, if communication's not there, how are you going to be on the same page?
I don't know. I mean, some people want it so badly that they figure, you know what, I'm going to will this into existence.
Yeah, we'll just make it work. We'll make it work. Like, I know it's not a good idea, but, you know, we'll get married and then we'll have a kid and that'll fix it.
Yes, marriage and kids fix relationships.
Duh.
People who are watching the show live at AlanCoxShow.com, Bill, are telling me they really like the new lighting scheme.
Well, thank you very much.
Put together in here, right?
Yeah.
Well, purple.
Purple. I tried to experiment with some other colors, but they don't really show up as well. I tried red. Red just make it look like we're in hell. And then maybe I can do that when the devil calls.
Switch over to red.
Jump up and run around and change all the lights.
And then I tried green, and that just made it look like it doesn't really look green. It just looks sick. Like it doesn't like cast a hue. It just puts a green tinge on everything.
Yeah. We're getting ready to transform into the Hulk.
And then there's other segments. But yeah, purple seems to be working pretty good.
Yeah.
We tried so many different colors before this. We tried chartreuse. We tried ecru. We tried magenta.
Robin's egg blue.
We tried periwinkle. Oh, boy. And we kind of landed on kind of a periwinkle. Yeah. Can you operate the lights remotely, or you have to manually change them?
No, I didn't spring for the remote ones. They make remote ones, but I just went for the cheapest ones I could find.
Understood.
Which, we'll see how long they last.
Yeah, that's fine. I mean,
the
they look good.
cheapest ones you get.
Good. You know, they're cheap. You can replace them cheaply, too.
That's right. And they also... You can tell they're cheap because when you look at the plugs that go into the wall, it doesn't have that little hole in them. It's just like a flat piece of metal.
What does the hole do?
I don't know what the hole does, but it looks different. It looks cheaper when you don't have the hole. I'll tell you that much.
That's what he said.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, so it is not, people asked in the hours immediately after, it's not a Kobe tribute. Just that purple looks good.
Just purple looks good.
Speaking of whom, Vanessa Bryant finally broke her silence with a big, long Instagram post. If you follow Kobe's widow.
That'd be miserable to have to put a post out.
It
like, people
really
are just waiting
would.
for
Yes.
you. You're like, I don't... What do you expect me to say? Like, what? You know I'm sad. You know I'm devastated. Do I have to put this out to tell you guys?
Well, she's thanking the fans, and she's gotten a lot of support from people, and they're set up a new fund out of the Mamba Sports Foundation to help support the other families,
which I like.
That were
That's
killed.
very nice.
Because obviously Kobe's the one that's getting all of the attention, but there were 7 other people who died on that helicopter. You know, you forget Kobe got not really traded to the Lakers, but he got drafted by Charlotte.
Yeah, I knew that.
He went in 13th. The Hornets picked him up, and then the Lakers traded for him. Vlade Divac, remember? He was like a big deal back then, and they traded for Kobe.
Right.
I don't remember where Vlade went, but...
I think he went to
the Hornets, did he?
And then he was a free agent, and he signed with the Kings after that.
Yeah, okay. Well, because now he runs the Kings. I think he's like the GM of the Sacramento Kings. But he was hot stuff, boy, back in the Lakers' glory days with Magic and those guys.
No, he wasn't.
Vlade?
No.
Yeah, he was.
He was later.
He played with Magic?
He might have played like one season with Magic.
Oh, I thought he was in the heyday there.
No, I don't.
all right.
No, he wasn't. And if he wasn't like one of the big components of that team.
Okay.
That was James Worthy, and I mean you had Kareem in the '80s, but then like the I'm thinking of the.
I thought Vlade was in late '80s, early '90s.
I think he was in like the very late '80s, early '90s. Like I think he was on the team that Jordan beat for his first championship.
Okay.
He might have won one with the Lakers, but
Well,
he wasn't like the guy there.
So he played. No, I know he wasn't the
Let me
guy. So
see.
he played probably at the end of Magic's career, then.
Yes.
Yeah. Okay.
Let me see exactly when he was. But he was kind of like a lone man there for a while because the Lakers were crap after Magic retired, and they were just garbage. That's why they had such a high pick. Or no, they traded
With
for
Kobe.
Yeah, with Kobe. But they were there. Then they got Kobe and Shaq, and they got good.
Well, and also, you know, Nets fans will remember Drazen Petrovic when that guy
Yeah,
died?
that was sad.
He was a big deal, too, and
Yeah,
he was at home.
worldwide for sure.
Early 90s, he was at home overseas. That was kind of, that felt like one of the first guys that, like, ushered in that whole, that's when they started pulling a lot of guys from overseas. It was when these guys would come over and they, you know. But he died in this huge car crash, and he was a big deal at the time. I was still in college when that happened. And the woman that was in the car with him lived. He died, and the woman is still alive, I think.
That would be horrific.
Because, like, she had to meet his mom and this whole thing,
Vlade joined the Lakers 89-90. Was playing, 20 minutes a game that season. And then I think the season that they went to the finals against the Bulls, he was playing more. He was playing like 28 minutes a game.
Okay.
So but he wasn't like a superstar. But he was there. He was there for that.
All right.
But I don't think he won a championship with them. Because I think it was the Pistons before the Bulls won, right?
Yes, I believe so.
In 90, it was the Pistons, and then 91, it was the Bulls.
But I remember, people who would do traffic copters used to die in helicopters. Those were the deaths that you would hear about. Or people who were working for radio or television, and they were up. I'm up in Chopper 5.
Yeah.
You'd hear about people. I remember I was in high school, and there was this woman who was kind of part in the rock and roll community. She had done some radio. She had written for this band, The Tubes. Anybody remember The Tubes?
Mm-mm.
White Punks on Dope, Talk to You Later. Their big hit in the 80s was She's a Beauty. She's a Beauty! You know that song? Okay. Anyway, The Tubes, Fee Waybill. Guys hung like a mule, right? Anyway, she was kind of in this rock and roll community, and then she started doing traffic for what was WNBC radio in New York at the time. And she was in like Chopper 4 or whatever. Her name was Jane Dornacker. And she had been in 2 helicopter crashes.
Oh my gosh, she lived both?
No, the second one killed her.
Oh no.
But they were 6 months apart. So she's like in the Traffic 4 chopper. This was back when radio stations used to have choppers. They would lease them from a company. And so she was in a chopper that went down in like a river in Jersey. And she lived. And they had her later on. She's like, over here is where it happened. 6 months later, she's in another chopper that goes down in the Hudson. And it hits a chain link fence. This is live. I'll play it. It happened live on the air. It hits a chain link fence, and then it just settled, like it hit the bank of whatever was there, and then it settled into about 20 feet of water. So she couldn't get out.
Oh, so she was like she drowned.
She drowned. They got the pilot out, and I think the pilot, they revived him or something. But she was pinned in the chopper. She wasn't seatbelted in. She was pinned to the chopper, and she drowned. It was like a big deal.
Even
in New
6
York.
months later, like you're still getting over that trauma. Like I'm saying,
I would never get back in.
That's the bravery to even get back into
Yeah.
a chopper in the first
But
place.
these people get
That's
in.
Final
boy.
Destination. You want to talk about fate?
right?
Death was coming after her, and he's like, okay, well, we didn't get you in the first helicopter crash. We'll get you in the second one.
So her last words you hear on the air, she says,
Oh, no.
she goes, hit the water, and then it cuts out. I'll play it for you. This is October of '86 on WNBC Radio in New York.
Thank you very much, Joy. There was indeed an accident southbound on the Major Deegan at the Moshulu Parkway, an serious accident involving a tractor-trailer and a car. It has been pushed off to the shoulder, but now watch out there now, because another flatbed truck is going to have to come to clear it, so yield right of way. Northbound on the BQE, we spotted that disabled vehicle in the right-hand lane before the Kiosko, not causing much of a backup, but further northbound there on the BQE, traffic is very heavy past the Kiosko all the way over to the LIE. The outbound Holland Tunnel, extra heavy for you right now. Earlier there was a car fire at Hudson and Canal Street. It has been cleared about heading to New Jersey. The outbound Lincoln Tunnel looks a lot better for you in New Jersey. Get the water! Get the water! Get the water!
It's like chilling, dude.
Okay, we're going to play some music here, I think. Find out what's going on with the helicopter.
Because, like, if you're the guy in the air, you don't know what to do, right?
Right.
And you kind of heard, it sounded like the engine was really revving up or
Yeah.
whatever, and this guy that's doing this show.
Does she
man.
always talk that fast? Or I thought the whole accident was happening while she was talking. Like,
That would have been amazing
She was
if she
rushing
had
in.
kept her composure. All right, the BQE.
I'm going to die in 30 seconds, so I just got to get through with this newscast.
Yeah, she's got
Yield
to
to
do
the
it.
right away. There's no flatbed truck coming through.
And I love you all. Bye. Tell my wife because I love them.
She's got to work. She's got to work a live read in there too. You know, I'll get to Jim's Furniture in Weehawken for the greatest in furniture deals. No,
Something happened there. It's 5:15, 16 till 5 on WNBC on the Joey Reynolds Show. We're taking an helicopter report from Jane Dornacker. Let's check in, see how they're doing there, and then we'll come right back at you.
this guy has to go right into hip to be square from because they don't know what's going on.
What did her
yet.
face look like? Like when
Nothing
she was
happened with
when
Jane.
she,
We had,
was saying hit the
a
water.
helicopter report.
What did her
Yeah.
face look like?
It's over the radio.
This was a radio news chopper.
Okay.
Helicopter. Of course, once before we had this happen. A few months ago, she went down in the drink.
Yeah.
Not she. I mean, she has a pilot. Jane is.
Well, until we find out what's going on, we'll just...
Jane was up there just now giving us a report, and sometimes it gets cut off too. It's just
Even worse, this woman, Jane Dornacker, her husband had died months earlier, and they had a 16-year-old. So the daughter is an orphan
Oh my
as a
goodness.
teenager.
Jeez.
Although I hope this woman hyphenated her name, because her name was Jane Dornacker, and her husband's name was Bob Knickerbocker. And if she went by Jane Dornacker Knickerbocker, that would be the greatest
That- I wanna
media
see-
name I'd ever heard in my
I want
life.
to see that headstone.
So the teenage daughter got settlement money from the helicopter company. She got like $500,000 from the helicopter.
That's
That's
not
it?
enough. That's not enough.
Well, it's the mid '80s. I mean, this kind of stuff. I don't
know,
know.
but
I don't know
still,
what
that's a
lawsuits
lot.
were like back then, but
It's not that's not for it killed your mom.
Yeah.
I guess, but this woman had done, I mean, obviously that was the end of her career. But before she was on the radio, she was like doing bands, and she was a comic for a while, and,
Wow.
so she was really well known. But boy, imagine you go down once, and you're
You
like,
get
well,
back in there
this
6
is
months later.
this is my job. I mean,
Yeah.
you're
What are you
a
gonna do? Get another
traffic
job?
chopper reporter. What are you going to do? You can't go, I'm only going to sit in cars from now on. You're like, yeah, I'm here in a cab. Boy, as far as I can see,
We have not moved.
it is really backed up 4 cars ahead of me. Yeah. So it's pretty wild, though.
Hit the water. Hit the water.
Oh, that's so creepy.
Hit
Hate
that
that.
quan. Hit the quan.
Hit the Quan.
I'm gonna send you one that's even more devastating, probably.
Don't. Why?
Even more devastating he's going to send me. Mm-hmm. All right.
You don't want that?
Why would I want that? What part of my personality makes you think that I would want that?
Now, let me ask you this. Do you think that Jane Dornacker Knickerbocker's ghost still inhabits any part of the Hudson River?
I don't know. I don't know.
Can anything be haunted? Like the guy was talking about a haunted mirror and like rooms could be haunted. Why can't cars be haunted?
Cars can probably
Or
be
like,
haunted.
or like a haunted wheelbarrow or something.
Haven't you ever seen Christine by John Carpenter, the Stephen King book? That was about a haunted car.
No.
There's all kinds of haunted automobile stories.
Yeah.
Matter of fact, yeah, my mom was telling me about how my uncle, he's dead now, but he had a haunted car. It would drive itself.
Pardon me.
This
They
is
left
called
it
a
in
Tesla.
neutral.
no.
It's just a
This-
faulty transmission.
This was like in like the 70s or 80s or something like that. My uncle bought a car.
Kit?
Yeah.
Is it a Thunderbird?
No. I don't remember what car it was, but he would park it in the driveway. It would roll down the driveway by itself and then turn and go down the road by itself. They had to chase after my uncle's car. And then it happened more than one occasion. They took it into the shop one time, and they went to go pick it up, and the people that were running the shop, they were like, sorry, we had to chase your car down the road. It just took off.
That's called putting it in neutral on an incline.
No. It wasn't like that. It would do it all the time.
It would make weird noises
Was
when they
it-
try to start it up. He'd turn the key.
Herbie the Love Bug?
Was the car's name Herbie? Yeah.
No.
Herbie the Love Bug. What did you send me something?
I'm trying to send you something.
Okay.
This-
Well,
all right.
let me
Yeah.
get to Terry's Super Bowl pick because people have been calling for it.
Yeah, I wouldn't say football all the way. Football all the way. Football all the way. Yeah, I wouldn't say football all the way.
You have me on video?
I don't. Everything's crappy today.
All right.
Oh, let me try it again.
Fine.
There, I got you now.
Sit
Got you
right
now.
here.
Got
Okay,
you now.
Here we go. So Al is our bureau chief out in Carlton, PA, and throughout the entire football season, he had been sending us Terry the Goat's picks. And over the season, she was probably at about 500, a little bit better than 500, I think. So she did okay. The number of points, she got more wins than losses, right? But it would vary wildly from week to week. Hard to believe. You can't get any prognostication consistency from a goat. But Al sent me, and this was unsolicited because, frankly, I just didn't think of it. So he was kind enough to send me. He goes, I'm sending you Terry the Goat's Super Bowl pick. And so he always sends me video from out there in the barn out in Carlton, PA.
Here we are back in Carlton, Pennsylvania, where the goats are gathering to watch Terry make her prediction for this year's Super Bowl.
I think the other goats are
Each team
jealous.
has 4 rocks, which will be placed in the feed bucket. The first rock that goes into the championship bucket will be declared
It's a scientific method.
by
I appreciate
It is.
that.
Terry
Yeah.
as this year's Super Bowl winner.
So he's got the Chiefs rocks painted red, 49ers rocks painted white, 4 of each. Whichever one goes into the feed bucket first
Is the winner.
is going to be the winner of the Super Bowl.
The red rocks represent the Kansas City Chiefs, and the white rocks represent the San Francisco 49ers. At this time, the team names will now be placed inside the feed bucket. Terry will now be released.
This is my favorite part.
And she
and
runs
go
over
down
there.
victory
Yeah.
lane as she makes her predictions for which team will win this year's Super Bowl. Her results will be posted on Thursday.
And then Al sends me in a self-addressed stamped envelope,
Sealed.
sealed
Ooh.
with a wax crest, Bill.
Goat wax crest.
Yeah.
So, yes, whatever wax is made of.
Goat.
Who do you think Terry selected as? Is it Super Bowl 51? What? It's LIV, LVI. Is that what
I
is
think
it?
it's 54.
54. So LIV then.
Yeah.
54. Who do you think Terry the Goat chose?
I'm thinking the
Chiefs.
Chiefs.
Now, why do you think that she would pick the Chiefs?
I don't know.
Red Rock.
I just think the Red
Point
Rocks would.
sticks out.
Red Rock, Red Rock, Red Rock.
Rock.
Okay. So are you both
Yes.
agreeing that she picked the Chiefs?
Let us agree on one thing before you show us apart.
Yeah, okay. Terry has selected the Kansas City Chiefs to win
Super
Super Bowl
Go.
54. There you go. So if you have placed any amount of credence whatsoever in Terry's picks over the course of the season, this is her very last pick of this season. She picks the Kansas City Chiefs to win Super Bowl 54. So
All right.
there you go.
Let's each put $100 on the Chiefs in honor of Terry, and then I'll take the money when we win.
I already have $10,000 on the Green Bay Packers.
Well, you lost.
Sports. Sports.
you're not really a sports person and you're going to a Super Bowl party, something funny you can do that everyone will enjoy is say, hey, who's playing in the sports ball game?
That's a good one.
Yeah.
That one never gets old either.
Who's playing in the sports ball
Please
game?
post it to your Twitter. Post it to your Facebook.
Right.
Yes.
All right. That's called Zachariah-ing someone. All right, good. Then let me take a break, and I'll have those Joe Bonamassa tickets for you if you like your rock with a little bit of blues and vice versa. He's doing 2 shows at Playhouse Square in March. So I'll get you coming back. 35192 if you want to text.
The Alan Cox Show on 100.7 WMMS. And everywhere you go on our free iHeartRadio app.
Our 2020 iHeartRadio Music Awards. Coming to Fox live on Sunday, March 20th.